Turning off normal human male mode. Switching to dad mode. Welcome in to Dad Mode with your hosts, Bearded Nova and Morph.
I just want to start this episode with saying what happened last week, or not last week, 3 days ago. I come home to my daughter saying no. I wasn't ready for that.
No.
Like, it's just that you say, hey, do you want to do this? Are you funny? Do you want to go to bed? No. We're at 8 months. It's too early for no's. She thinks she's a comic genius, like she's discovered the greatest thing on the world, because she actually laughs now whenever she says no. She looks at people and just shakes her head and then stares like, you're going to laugh at me because I'm saying no?
Yeah.
Wasn't ready for that.
This is your infant daughter, right?
Yeah, it's my infant daughter. She's done a lot in the last 2 weeks, I guess. Like, we've got crawling started now. Amazon overnight, playpen at my door. Fantastic. So solutions solved. Didn't have that. I didn't have Amazon with my first one, so being able to quickly order something when I get home and going, oh crap, she's mobile. Next thing you know, we've got a prison set up in the lounge room. So I've had that, more talking. That's what we've got. Mum's, dad's, knows. Yay. Hello and hi, I want to say, is all our words at the moment, which is
Okay.
getting there. And just a lot has come from her. She's got this weird stupid, it's not stupid, it's adorable actually. Instead of waving like a normal person or like that, like a child normally does, to strangers now, she sits there and goes like this. Like the
waving the little fingers in front of the face. I got
just the little fingers under the chin, like hello. That's her hello to people when she's wanted to be nice to them. No one has taught her this. I haven't seen it on TV. I have no clue where this has come from. This is just a thing in our house.
Yeah. I remember that, my boys are 10 and 12 now. And it's awesome when with 5 kids, it's awesome when they first start to do those cute little things, or they start to say the first few words or take their first steps. And then as you get older, you wish that they had stopped there in a way. Like, you want to become healthy, successful human beings, but also all of the problems start when they can say words and move around on their own. It's I
had this barbecue the other day I went to, and one of my friends, him and his wife, are having their second child. They just announced it. She's just come out of the first trimester or something. And he's looking at my daughter, because they believe they went and didn't know that was a thing. You can get a little test that early now to find out whether you're having a boy or girl before the scans. So they paid for that. So they're having a daughter, which would be their first. And he was looking at her sitting on the rug outside, in this yard, and she goes, I like this stage in children. This is the stage where there's not too much. They're not running around anywhere. They're just still. And I agree. That's my favorite period. When they can just sit, my wife reckons lay on their back and be happy, but I think sit, because they're usually a little bit more happier at that point. But when they can sit and they don't talk to you and they're happy by themselves, it's like the best possibly 2 days to 2 months of your life as a parent.
Yeah. It's the period isn't long, right? Because once they start learning things and realizing what they can do, they're sponges. They want to do more and more and more and more. And it's great to an extent, until the first time one of them gives you the finger or whatever like that, and then you're like, all right, well, can I just give you back? And apparently you can't. No, there's no, I realized I left the hospital both times without a receipt. So there's no exchanges, no returns, nothing I could do.
I did see a video on TikTok though, saying about putting kids back, and it was a dad. The mum was sitting at the bottom of like an inflatable slide.
Yeah.
And the dad just said, hey, let's just send this child back, and tried aiming it up and sending it down the side. So it just went straight.
Yeah, I
because that didn't work, but we'll try again.
I might have suggested that in my house, and it was a hard no.
No, yeah.
Yeah, but
I can't think of why.
I don't know. Like you just suck it up, deal with it. There was I don't remember where it was in the U.S., but it was a number of years ago, where there was a policy in some city where you could give your so you could if you need to give up your child, you can bring them to the fire station, and they'll take them. But what they didn't do in the policy is give is age limit. So there were people like trying to drop off their 10-year-olds. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Like, ma'am, you can't do that. Yeah, and they quickly fix that little loophole.
So
Like,
that's like the box on the side of the building or something like that. Yeah,
yeah. I think it's just like you drive by, you open their door, you boot them out, say roll, tuck and roll. But apparently you can't do that.
But they make it a box now, so it's for infants, and you just got to see that one parent trying to contortion their child into the box.
Yeah. Just suck in. Just put your hands up. There we go.
This is why we're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say, yeah, right. We don't have them.
No,
I'm pretty sure I've never seen them. No,
really?
I don't really know what people do here if they don't want the child. Most people just like at the hospital going, oh, well, I guess the health system's being different. There are people that go and have a child at the hospital because it's free here, and they're not up for it. So it's kind of like, hey, no, I don't want this child. And then the hospital takes care of it, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be the best way to put it. We know.
Oh. So they just
I guess you're not really having too many
orphanage or something
brought in. Beg pardon?
They put him like in an orphanage or something, or
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked into that system. I don't even know. They've got homes like group homes, and then they've got the foster system. But I don't really think there's too many. I could be wrong. I'm probably going to get some hate from this saying that we don't. I know we probably do, but I've never, in my 40 years, seen an orphanage.
no. They exist all over this U.S., but I don't think I've actually seen one myself either.
Well, the closest thing I can think of would be
the orphanage from Willy Wonka is popping through my head right now, probably because I watched it with my kids a few months ago. But I don't think it's that pleasant either. So,
you brought up Willy Wonka. Did you see that Willy Wonka event they had in the UK? I think it was
the non-official one that was just like a cutout of Timothy Chalamet and like some shit on the wall. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh, because you've read of that. We've got a Bluey, a Bluey thing happening here. Obviously, because I live in the town that Bluey is created in and where Bluey lives. So they're doing a Bluey world, which sounds cool. It's, a couple of thousand square feet. No, be more.
I just want to say for all the guys out there who are giggling inside because they're now thinking Blowy, I am doing the same thing.
Blue, the color blue, the dog. Yeah, so we're at home with that. So they're doing this big pop-up event. I thought it was a world. They're calling it a world. And I thought it was like an amusement park type of thing. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That, you could build this, and being as world popular as it is now, people, it's like a travel thing. Another reason to come to my city. But it's only time limited. Well, they're only going to run it for like a year and then shut it down. And it's not little. It's 4,000 square meters, which would be, I want to say 12,000 square feet.
That's pretty big.
Like, I'm probably more closer to 10,000 square feet. Like, it's a big. And that was the thing my friend said. I'm like, oh yeah, I've had to re-register for pre-sales when it comes on, so I can buy tickets to go. Feel like a fuckwit saying that, but I've had to do that, and that was the first thing my friend said to me was, "Oh, is this going to be like the Willy Wonka, the Willy Wonka thinking like possibly I'm going to show up to a guy dressed in a dog costume and a cardboard cutout, and that's probably it.
Yeah. Yeah. When I saw that place actually had people come, like, I'm like, maybe I should pull off some scams like that. Like, it doesn't sound that difficult. Just appeal to
It
the
obviously
children.
was not.
Be a scumbag.
You just got to find a group of stupid, like an area of stupid people.
There's plenty in the U.S. too.
Exactly. It's plenty here too. No, I see it all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see the movie Willy Wonka?
The new one?
Yeah.
No. Is that the backstory of him, before he gets?
Yep.
No.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I brought the kids to see that. I wanted to see it, and I'm like, you guys are gonna go see it with me, and they end up loving it. Like, of course, now though they can't stop playing like the music from it all the time in the house, and
does it got good music? Is it got good music, or is it annoying music?
It's funny, silly music, but it's I've had enough. It's been 6 months or whatever, and it's just still for the first 2 months after the movie came out, that's all they played in the house all day long. Like, they get home from school, they put the damn soundtrack on, and now it's just occasional. But I would catch myself at work like humming the Oompa Loompa song, and it's just like I wanted to be dead. Like, it was terrible.
Do they like replaying like the same movies?
Yeah. Well,
still,
my older son does not. My younger son is like me. Like, not only does he like replaying movies over and over again, I have scenes that I like in certain movies, mainly action ones, And I'm like, I want to see this action sequence again. And he's the same way, and it drives everybody else in the house nuts.
I haven't done that in ages. To me, it used to be, when we had 3D TVs. The thing. And then piracy got to like a really good level of quality where like the codecs were really good, and you can get some really. I got into a stage of Blu-rays, basically, early Blu-ray, that 1080p, and it was Transformers for me. One of the Transformers movies.
Yep.
I think all of the first two, but they had some really good scenes in it, and I just had like the perfect downloaded copy, and it was a 3D version, and I had a nice new high-end 3D TV, and I had no problems every so often just put it on these glasses.
Yep.
Put it on the movie just to watch a couple of scenes because it just looked so damn fucking good.
Yeah. The Transformer movies I can see how they would look good. And I will say, they're not good movies, but the special effects are amazing in them.
Yeah, that was more it. The effects, the particle effects, some of the 3D work in it. I'm like, this looks great. It's a good TV and the audio. You like, I think all dads do that at one stage. They go through a period of a TV, and they really like their TV, and they just start putting stuff that would look good on their TV just to sit there and look at it and go, "That's a good looking TV." Like I still do that.
Yeah,
load up. I don't mind a couple of the kids Pixar movies. I load them up. I'm like, look at the color.
Yeah,
look at the color.
Yeah. You know what I don't like is I don't like watching stuff in 4K. Like it's too crisp. You know what I mean? Like it's like they shoot a lot of films in 24 FPS. I don't like watching 60, and unless it's like sports, I don't like watching 60 because like it just looks wrong. You know what I mean?
Because they did the Lord of the Rings in 60. Remember?
Yeah.
The second series.
The Two Towers?
No, second series, the second lot of movies.
The Hobbit?
The Hobbit series was done in 60. And that was really weird. I'll admit 60 FPS as a video, as a movie, is just doesn't feel right. As a game, it's not enough.
Right.
Then you would hate, I was just saying, you're saying 4K, you would hate my Shield then. Because I have the Shield TV.
Okay.
Instead of an Apple TV. And the one thing I love about it is it can use NVIDIA's AI to upscale everything.
Yeah.
So it can upscale a 480p video or 720p to 4K. It will add more detail to it.
Yeah.
And you can watch older shows that ain't, obviously they're not filmed in HD because they're a period before HD, but it looks crisp. It looks good. It actually looks really great. And you can even turn on the slider.
Yeah.
Slide it left and right. I do that when people come over. I'm like, oh, look at this. Can your TV do this? I love that feature. I actually do like the 4K for that detail.
Yeah. We our TV broke a year or so ago. We got a new one, and it did the same thing, that the auto upscaling. I had to shut it off because, like, I mean, it worked. It looked cool that they could make it happen. It just doesn't look like I want it to look. In fact, like, we were talking about streaming before, and like I always streamed at 1080p 60. I'm like, maybe I should stream at 1080p or 720 24. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I because if I don't like the way it looks in some
different. Internet's different. I don't mind YouTube and that I find different. I think it's cinematic. And you hear that word a lot. 24 is cinematic. Or even 48, I guess. 48's all right. It's tolerable. But YouTube, I find, kind of acceptable.
Yep.
I guess it depends on your content. If you're gaming, the game's running at 60, 100, and 20, 144, 165, whatever hertz, frames you're refreshing at. If you're a tiny, cube square up here in the corner, down whatever, while you're streaming, that 30, 60, you're not really going to notice it either way. If you were purely just chatting and it was full screen, maybe 60 would look a little bit weird, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, when I was streaming more, I'm on a little bit of a, what do we call it, a hiatus now, sabbatical, whatever. I always did 1080p 60, always. And I did just chatting, so I'm wondering if that just looked weird.
No, I never had a problem with just streaming that. And I think if it was a YouTube video, then that would look different.
I started to downscale some of my, because I used to pump out a lot of YouTube videos too, and they always did 60 FPS. I did start downscaling some of them to 24 towards the end, and I thought they still looked decent. But like, I was so used to the 60, I'm like, oh, there's something wrong with it. But in general, for some things, I don't like it. Anyone listening, like, what do you guys think about what FPS do you like for your movies and TV? Let us know in like the comments of where you're hearing this.
Yeah, it's a conversation I've never had with anyone, I guess. I like to think that if you're running like Twitch, if you have the ability to downscale, to have downscaling involved in that, it works well. I think it's worth running what you can, the best you can, to your Twitch, and then letting your audience decide what quality they have.
Yeah.
However, if you have not got the affiliate mark yet, and you don't have your own ability to do that, because I think 4000 series and video cards can now do that without being an affiliate on Twitch.
I think so.
But if you don't have that multi-sampling for your audience, 720, 30, even 45 is a-okay.
Yeah,
because you cover most of your bases. So you're not going to have people complain that you're not doing higher if that's the only one you can do. And if you went any lower, then you would get, it's a happy medium.
Yeah, it is. Now that's something that you were telling me earlier, you started to think about again as you're contemplating kind of getting back on the platform, right?
Yeah. I am very contemplating. Not where, I guess with you doing your hiatus, you're doing that 1 day a week. That's probably what I'm looking at doing. It's just doing the one stream a week again. I haven't worked out when.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to wrap in my head. Like, when do I do this? We got to choose one night where, what night's the best night to do this? Where is this going to be the most consistent? Where do I feel? Because, a Tuesday night's different to a Friday night. And a Friday night's different to a Sunday night. Like, every night has different peaks, highs, and lows. So you're kind of trying to work out where the audience is going to be, I guess. And at the same time, you want to pick it at a time where, sadly, you don't want too much competition.
Right.
I've talked about how nice it'd be to stream at peak hours, but there's like finding that right hour in the peak hour, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
do you really want to go at that 6 o'clock at night where there's probably Twitch is at its highest for the amount of streamers on and also the amount of viewers? Or would it be better to come in that hour or so beforehand where there's lots of viewers, but the streamers haven't all started yet, or vice versa, get it at the tail end?
Yeah.
Which means I'll be back to analytics. I can't wait to be looking at that again all the time. I mean, we do that here still.
Yeah.
But besides Twitch, it wouldn't be just Twitch. It means I have to do TikTok.
Yeah.
Again, TikTok will be back. So TikTok's where I actually spend more time looking at analytics. Like, I had a down pat to where my viewers were, where they were awake, what times were people most active. So I was really routined on when my posts were going live. Like, I knew I had a small window early in the morning, and it was early. It was, well, not early, between 6 and 7 a.m.
Yep.
Was the window for where a video could be posted, because anytime after that 7 a.m., I started getting tapered. Like, it could be a great video, and 7 a.m. and you get to that 9, 10 lunchtime, and that video wasn't going to perform, and it wasn't going to get a pickup again back until like 8 o'clock at night. So there's like this big window there for the day where I was like, it's not worth my time posting videos.
Right. Yeah.
So I look forward to tackling all this again. I want to bring it up probably again next time we talk, but time after that, where I'm at with this, because it's like relearning. It's like starting fresh. But instead, I know what I'm doing.
You say there wasn't a lot of confidence behind that. You know what you're doing. You've been doing this for a long time.
I've been doing this before. I know this isn't my first rodeo. I know how to get into this stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the social interaction. I have no clue what I'm doing yet. What I'm going to stream, game, talk, reviews. That's up in the air.
You know, what's interesting is, like, you know, you're talking about the different time zones and where you want to hit and like what works with us. I was looking at the stats for our podcast, and we've been downloaded in 5 different continents, which is pretty cool. Yeah. But 90%,
it's American.
85% are from the North America.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, that tells me, okay, that's where we want to market. Or is it important to market other areas? I don't know. But, you know, it's funny. So, you know, I'm down to like 1 day a week streaming. And I was actually thinking the other day, because, you know, I'm finally getting to Call of Duty for the first time ever, right?
Addicted like crack.
Yeah. My God, it is. But I'm wondering, I'm thinking, wouldn't it be funny if I came back to do, say, 2 days a week, but I came back as a Call of Duty streamer that doesn't post on the socials, like the opposite of the person I said that would have a success at this going forward, just to see if I could make something happen. I think that would be fucking hilarious to see what would happen. Like, I'll only post like headshot clips on TikTok and YouTube Shorts.
Yes.
And I'll only stream Call of Duty with me just in a little corner, maybe looking at chat every now and then, just to see what happens.
Just no contacts either. Just random headshots.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I know it will. What most likely will happen, but I think it'd be funny to just prove it out. You know. We talked about streaming for a couple different times, but yeah, that's not how you do it.
If I ever come back and I'm saying I'm a Call of Duty streamer, then something's seriously wrong in my life. That's all I'll say.
I would have said that about myself until I started playing it. I had a friend that decided to
Sounds like an excuse.
get me into it, and now I'm playing more than them, and I've like actually outranked them, and now they're mad. But
Oh, really? You've gotten better?
I have like my KD is consistently over 1 now, which some people might listening. If you don't have no context, then whatever. But if you do have context, understand I've only been playing for about 5 or 6 weeks, right? And
you're horrible at FPS games.
and I'm horrible at FPS games. But now my ratio is
Positive is positive.
It's usually over 1, not much over 1. You know, like I'll have a game where I'm like 5 kills below 1, and then the next game I'll be 15 kills over 1. You know what I mean? So
That's fine.
But it's so
all
much
about the
fun.
average.
It's so much fun. I actually now all I want to talk about is Call of Duty, but I won't because that's not interesting to most of the people listening to this. So,
But you haven't done Warzone.
I haven't played one game of Warzone yet. I don't. I'm like a little nervous about it for some reason. I don't know why. It's multiplayer. It's you die, you don't respond as quickly. But you know,
I haven't played it.
You haven't.
No.
You
I'm
played
not a fan
Call
of Call of Duty. I'm a quite vocal person about my opinions on the series. But Warzone I haven't played.
Yeah.
I played DMZ for a little bit, being a extraction shooter Tarkov player. I went, okay, I'll give DMZ a go. Not gonna lie, enjoyed my time with that a little bit there until it, I had some great multiplayer with some other streamers. Really showcased that I'd probably be decent at Call of Duty if I played it. To be honest, it's like, okay, I could be quite good at this game. I'm interested in Warzone, but I still haven't wrapped my head around it properly to play it because I'm like, it's battle royale, but it's not a battle royale. I have no clue what's going on. Like, it's not just I get shot and I die, I can come back and now I got to go to some place and fight to get back. And
yeah, it's like realistic Fortnite, with a few tweaks to it. And for anyone that is just yelling at me right now, no, I don't play Fortnite a lot. I have played it, but my son plays it religiously. I watch him all of the time, and I watch people play Warzone. The similarities are there, so stop complaining.
Well, it's just been games and like battle royales. PUBG is about to come out with a new update where they're updating the graphics completely, and it looks fantastic.
I forget PUBG exists.
It's free.
I know.
It's free now. I only played it once. It was free, and I didn't mind it. But they're doing a complete overhaul, so it's like bringing it to Unreal Engine 5, I believe. So it'll have the really nice graphics and lighting, and it actually looks good.
Yeah,
you can terraform, you can dig into the ground. Well, we can come back like with this new updated PUBG. I'm going to be checking it out. So within a couple of weeks, when we check back in again, it's probably going to be out. I am going to give us an update there because I think like we could probably end this on a high note of battle royales are back. You're now Call of Duty player. I'm coming back into content creation. A wild whirlwind of a thing. Hopefully it'll just chill itself out for the next one a little bit. But I want to end it here so I can come back and update us on what PUBG's doing in the future.
Yeah, and I can't wait till you start streaming again, and I can come on and I can play Warzone with you on stream.
You've been listening to Dad Mode. Our passion is navigating this wild journey of parenthood and modern life. From balancing family time to managing your career and still squeezing in some gaming and content creation. And no matter what the women say, they will never be able to pry the controller out of our cold, dead hands. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, find us on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at Dad Mode Podcast. And we can be found on every podcast site at Dad Mode Podcast. Y'all be cool. See you next time.